thanks dignitaries on the dais, Smita ji for calling me and having this function organized by Indian Medical Association. Now, when I was in, I was for 10 years the Ethics Committee Chairman of Delhi Medical Council, and for a year I was in the Ethics Committee of Medical Council of India. We saw almost more than 1,000 complaints in the last 11 years against the doctors. Then a couple of things I learned, because the first thing we started asking the doctors was, whosoever doctor was coming, we asked him, have you ever read the MCI Code of Ethics? 99% people said no. Sitting here, all the youngsters, have you read Medical Council of India Code of Ethics? Yes or no? No. See, same statistics we are getting. Nobody reads that. But when you get a degree, the first line of the Code of Ethics is that at the time of registration, you have to give an undertaking that I have read the Code of Ethics. That's the first thing. You cannot get a degree without signing that paper. That means we are all signing a paper without reading that. This is यहाँ sign करते हैं, sign कर देते हैं. And the first line is that I have read this Code of Ethics. So there is a MCI Code of Ethics which is applicable on me. For me, applicability is MCI Code of Ethics. Now, when I was doing MBBS, we were taught you need to be scientifically correct. That is what it was taught to us. You need to be scientifically correct. Then at the time of registration, they said you also need to be morally and ethically correct. You need to be morally correct, ethically correct, but these ethics were not taught to me in my MBBS. We learned it ourselves. And now, more and more after the Consumer Protection Act, it is coming, you also need to be legally correct. That means you also need to know the legal laws. Unfortunately, in my MBBS, IPC was not taught to me, legal laws were not taught to me. Some of the legal laws were taught to me, but not all. Specifically, criminal law was not taught to me. So therefore, you need to be morally, ethically, scientifically, and legally correct. Now, when it comes to the Medical Council of India Code of Conduct, the ethics, they have defined 8 unethical acts. Under those 8 unethical acts, they cover everything. Whatever UNESCO 16 points charter is there, they cover everything in those 8 points. The first is advertising, 6.1. In great detail, you need to know about when to advertise, when not to, when to inform, when not to inform. The second is patent and copyright. That means you are not interfering in somebody else's research. Patent and copyright. Third is commercialization in terms of open shop, that you cannot commercialize your profession. Fourth is you cannot market your profession, and that is rebates and commission. It talks about marketing. And then it talks about secret remedies. That means you need to be transparent. And the next thing is he only talks about human rights. And in these human rights, everything, whatever is being covered, gets covered. Your right to autonomy, your right to not to harm, everything which comes into torture, harming, everything comes into human autonomy. And the next is euthanasia, that is 6.7. And the 6.8 is doctor-pharma relationship. In that doctor-pharma relationship, everything comes, doctor and industry relationship. So if I go through these 8 points, all ethics are covered. Okay. Now, if I want my 2.5, we are around 2.5 lakh IMA members, and then we have another 2.5 lakh doctors who are not IMA members. If I want to update myself on ethics, this workshop will not help. Because this workshop will take at least 20 years to teach ethics, to revise ethics in our medical profession. Because in a workshop you cannot have more than 25 people, 25 to 50 people. You do not have teachers. If I start saying 25, 50 people workshop to cover 5 lakh doctors, it is impossible. And that's the time when IMA took up the step, and IMA said we will initiate. MCI said we will initiate to the students fine, but MCI has no role as far as post-MBBS or post-MBA is concerned. What about people who have passed? So therefore what I am proposing is, to Smita ji, let in the next 3 months, those 16 points and these 8 points of MCI, let them merge together. Let us come out with an Indian teaching, and let's create 1 hour 16 videos. Okay? Once we, that means whatever education is going throughout the India, there is no change in full stop and comma. It will be a standard teaching, which will be a model of IMA and your central unit initiative, which we can come out on what our doctors need to know and protect and save themselves if there is a complaint against them. As far as benefiting to the patient. These 16 videos, we can find out 16 top faculty, we can call them, and we can do a complete, and those 16 videos, then IMA will make sure that we send to our 1700 branches, and those branches will show it to their members. Otherwise, it is impossible. If I tell my local branch in Rampur or Shahjahanpur that you organize a lecture, they will say, provide me a faculty, where are the funds? But if they say, provide me the faculty, I will send them 7 rupees faculty, that will be a CD. That cost me not more than 10 or 12 rupees. I can send them the CD and I say, now you show it to the people. So I am sending them a faculty, practically free of cost. Then my 1700 branches can organize an event. I am willing to inaugurate that series of lectures, and we can tell all the branches to organize a lecture on the same day at the same time. You can call it as an ethics day, whatever you want. On, say for example, on 1st of July, on Doctor's Day, I can tell all the branches to show that introductory, say, first lecture. That means I can have almost like 50 into 1,000, 50,000 doctors in one day. We can have them seeing that particular type of a video. That's the reason IMA joined in. Otherwise, teaching is a job of institution like RML. You keep doing it. IMA joins in because IMA is concerned about 2.5 lakh, 5 lakh doctors. And the only way to do that is doing this. Second is, we are now standardizing the format of a CME. We are telling all the IMA, we are coming out with professors of IMA, we are coming out of fellows of IMA, and we are coming out with IMA credit hours. And in IMA credit hours, we are making it compulsory that the last 3 slides, one slide should be on mental health, one slide should be on ethics, ethico-legal aspects, and one slide should be on pharmacovigilance. These 3 slides, we are making it compulsory at a pan-India level, that if there is a program organized by IMA, there will be last 3 aspects they have to cover. And if you make it as a standard cover, then only things will happen. Now, so therefore, that's one my offer. And then, because I'm here, मेरे को mythology का बहुत शौक है, और पिछले साल भी मैंने इसके बारे में ढूंढा था, कल बैठ के भी मैं ढूंढ रहा था कि ये ethics कहाँ से आया? Is it our origin? Did the ethics came from US, UK? लेकिन जब भी मैं कोई चीज देखता हूँ, मुझे लगता है मेरा भारत महान. Ethics have to come from India. So India means Ved. Vedic country. The only Vedic country is India. I can speak on this for hours together, but I will give you a few examples. And जब लक्ष्मण को मूर्छा हुई, तो कौन आया? सुषैन वैद्य. किसका वैद्य था वो? रावण का. So दुश्मन के डॉक्टर ने आपको ट्रीट किया, तो वो ethics थे. He never said no. For him, human suffering was the most important. So Sushain Vaidya was the first ethics doctor in the country who showed that you have to treat irrespective of whether you belong to which category, irrespective of race or religion, everything. So there is a mention of Sushain with that. Then, when we see a patient, we talk about counseling. When we treat a patient, we talk about counseling. And in counseling, which was the first textbook of cognitive behavior therapy? Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was the first textbook of, the first counselor was Lord Krishna, and the first counselor patient was Arjun. Why? When Arjun was in trouble, Arjun said, मेरे पैर लड़खड़ा रहे हैं, मेरे हाथ पैर कांप रहे हैं, मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा मैं क्या करूं? Acute depression with acute panic reaction. The whole symptoms of acute panic reaction. Krishna would have said, "Hey, जाके लड़." भाई ये आजकल यही करते हो ना, पेशेंट आपके पास में आता है, 2 मिनट में निपटा, आपके पास 2 मिनट का टाइम है ओपीडी में, आप 2 मिनट में निपटा देते हो कि तू जा, वो पूछते हैं मैं जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं, जा. But Krishna did not do that. He said, Krishna took his 18 sessions. उसने 18 बार उसको बुलाया समझाने के लिए. पहले चैप्टर में कृष्ण ने मुंह नहीं खोला. पेशेंट हिस्ट्री टेकिंग. उसने सिर्फ अर्जुन को सुना और फिर उसने बोला कल आइयो. तो पेशेंट को क्या लगा कि मेरी सुन ली, मेरी आधी प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो गई. सेकेंड में जब कृष्ण ने उसको समझाया तो डिटेल में समझाया, द लॉन्गेस्ट चैप्टर ऑफ भगवद गीता. लेकिन फिर उसने बोला कल फिर आइयो, क्योंकि कृष्ण को मालूम है मैंने इतना ज्यादा बताया वो कंफ्यूज हो गया होगा. और हम क्या बोलते हैं, बता तो दिया तेरे को, दोबारा क्यों आ रहा है, दोबारा क्यों समझाऊंगा तेरे को. नो, कृष्ण ने क्या बोला, दोबारा फिर आइयो. और जब अर्जुन कंफ्यूज हुआ तो कृष्ण ने प्रसन्न हुआ. प्रसन्न मीन्स ही वाज हैप्पी कि नाउ ही इज इन अ मोड ऑफ रिसेप्शन. फ्रॉम 3 to 17 उसने उसको डांटा, विराट स्वरूप दिखा के पुचकारा, ये कह के चिंता मत कर मैं तेरे साथ हूं, एक एक चीज की रीजनिंग दी. फिर 18वें सेशन में रिवाइज कराया. तब जाके संजय ने धृतराष्ट्र से कहा जहां कृष्ण जैसे टीचर होंगे और अर्जुन जैसे स्टूडेंट्स होंगे वह जीत धर्म की होगी. सो द फर्स्ट टेक्स्ट बुक ऑफ cognitive behavior therapy was Bhagavad Gita. We are lacking it, and that's what the ethics were taught to us through Bhagavad Gita, that this is how you are supposed to have a patient-doctor relationship. Indication to say to bye-bye. So there are lots of such examples in our Vedic sciences, Dharma, Artha, Moksha, Satyata, Pavitrata, Daya and Dan, everywhere. I mean, you can talk for hours together on this issue. I only wanted to raise that all our ethics came from our Bhagavad Gita. If you follow our religion, our Vedic sciences, we can never be unethical. Congratulations, Mitaji, for organizing this.